So when did that start? What was the year of that start?
So 2012 was when I started that. Started BizSmart.
And that's been running all the way through now, so 10 years.
Yeah, so we worked with just over 1,000 businesses in that time.
Wow. From one employee right the way up?
Yeah, typically we work with business owners with between 3 and 30 employees.
30.
30. That's the sweet spot for us. That's where all of the principles that we talk about will work with any size of business, frankly. But one of the things that we do with our business owners is we work in small peer groups. So you may have referred to them as mastermind groups.
Okay.
We call them smart boards, but we match up great business owners in different stages of their scale-up journey together, and we take them on a journey. And by working as peers then, that means that we're accessing the collaborative thinking for a start and the experience of the combined group. People will have had different experiences at different stages of that journey, and they can help each other. So that's one of the things that we do a little bit differently from other people, I think.
So what would be the success factors that you're looking to deliver for those business owners?
So we're looking to help them ultimately to create more value in the business. But what we hear they get out of working with us, first of all, is inspiration. They get rekindled, because quite often if we have started the business, we may have started with great big plans of world domination, or we may have just started with slightly lower ambitions. But we get caught at some point, and we either hit a plateau, or we actually talk about it as a valley of death, and we get stuck in those because people don't realise that there are growth. Scaling a business is not just a straight line or even an up and down sort of wiggly line type growth. It's a series of stepping stones. And if we don't think about it in that way, and we don't plan in between, we can get stuck in one of these valleys in between. So that's a key part of what we're about.
Wow. Pricing for that, is that difficult?
For us?
Yeah,
it is. And this is one of the challenges that I think we face, and business owners face as well on the flip side of it, when we're looking at supporting business owners. Because if you think about a big corporate, they'll probably not think twice about taking on a McKinsey or a BCG or somebody like that,
sure,
and paying the day rates that they would have to pay that. You talk to somebody with 3 employees, they're not going to pay £2,000 or £3,000 a day for somebody to come in. But equally, as somebody trying to support them, we want to be able to have a business model that works for us. So that's another reason for the peer working, in that means that the business owner gets all of the great things and gets the impact that we want, as well as access to other great business owners, not just reliant on me or one of my team and how much I know or we know, but actually all real practical experience from other business owners. But without necessarily paying the earth for it, because the costs for that time are shared across 6 other business owners if it's a group of 6, for example. So the pricing is key, and that was one of the real challenges when I set up the business in 2012, was how do I make this work? But so what's my own scalable business model?
Yep.
Because we're on our own
practice what you preach.
Exactly. So it's got to work for us as well as have real impact for the business. So what they're getting out of it, they get a huge amount of inspiration from the groups as well. They're improving their leadership. 100% of people that we surveyed, I sound like one of these cat food adverts, but 100% of people say that they feel more confident in their leadership ability. They've got more, and they're more inspired to achieve more than they did before. So those are side benefits in a way.
Yeah.
In terms of those that are really interested in the numbers, then we're increasing profits by typically within the first year to 18 months, and we'd looked at this going back with businesses that we work with. They're increasing their profits by about 26%. Sorry, their turnover by about 26%, and their profits by 39%. And that was pre-COVID, but even over COVID, they're increasing their profits by about 19% across the groups that we work with, and that outperformed a similar group of businesses that we looked at that weren't on a program like ours. So they're increasing that, and we aim to help the business owner to increase the value of their business by a factor of 2 if they're working with us for at least a couple of years. And that's a combination of working, yes, on the financials, on the profitability of the business, but also then on many other aspects of what make up a scalable and valuable business. So what would somebody looking in from outside, either an investor or an acquirer, be looking at and be interested in that business? And what I don't think many business owners in that sort of range are thinking strategically enough and thinking long term enough about building the value of the business. So that's one of the things that we aim to help them to do, is give them that framework for better decision making, so that they're thinking about things about the scale-up journey. They're thinking a little bit more strategically. And I know that's a bit of a corporate sort of word, but it's not that complicated with it. But it's actually having a mindset that is more than just the day-to-day, and having a salary come out of it.
In it rather than on it type of thinking.
That type of thing, that's part of it. So in order to make better decisions, we're given that framework so that over time they become unconsciously competent, if you like, in making strategic decisions, but also that we're helping them with the habits within the business, because those are the two key things really that stop business owners scaling: is thinking strategically enough, having that mindset, and then having great habits. Want the corporate speak, processes, but habits essentially within the business that mean that they can regularly be keeping on top of the execution, the things that need to be done, but they've also got a way that they're teasing out the expertise within their businesses and exploring with other people maybe outside of the businesses, hence the smart boards that we run, so that they're not just being insular in their own businesses and being too narrow-minded.